From Hampton High School, WHCS Channel 29 presents Peninsula District Boys Basketball. The Hampton Crabbers versus the Warwick Raiders in the battle for first place. Hi everybody, I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We are here at the almost full Hampton High School gymnasium for this big clash between the first place Hampton Crabbers, who are number 5 in the state, and the second place Warwick Raiders, who are ranked number 9 in the state. And right now, let's go across the court to Bob Hintz, who has head coach Ben Moore of Warwick High School.
Thanks a lot, Tim. We have Tim Moore here, head coach of, Ben Moore. I'm getting excited with this ball game. This is sort of a rubber match for you. You've met twice already this year. You've won one, and Crabbers has won one. This is kind of important because of who can win the district. Now, you and I had talked earlier today what you had to do to stop Hampton. Explain that to me.
We basically have to control the tempo and stop them from going inside on us because we're not a very big team. And pretty much just play almost error-free basketball.
Okay, now, with your defense, are you going to try to make Hampton do things that they're not accustomed to doing?
Oh, no question. If we allow them to do what they want to do, then they'll kill us. We've got to be able to take them out of what they want to do. If we don't do that, then we're in trouble.
Were you going to play an up-tempo game tonight, Ben?
We're going to try. We're going to try. I hope they accommodate us, but we're going to try.
Good enough. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, Tim, back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. The Warwick Raiders are 10-1 in the Peninsula District, and they are 12-3 overall. Their only losses coming to number 1 ranked in the state, Maury, by 19 points. They lost to Denby by just 2 points, and they were defeated by the Hampton Crabbers 61-51 in the Fort Eustis tournament. Now, the Hampton Crabbers have, in fact, lost 2 games, and one of those 2 defeats were at the hands of this Warwick Raiders team. Right now, let's go across the court. Bob has got head coach Walter Brower of the Hampton Crabbers.
Thank you, Tim. I got Walter here. Walter, this is the 3rd game with the Raiders. You beat them in the Eustis Christmas tournament. You lost to them up there. I talked to you earlier this year. You said the reason that you didn't do as well up there is you didn't get the ball inside.
Well, we did not execute our offense up there, and I'm sure that defense had something to do with it. But we've come back and we worked a whole lot hard on our offense, and we've got to execute and do more passing and not a whole lot of dribbling because they're going to run and jump the dribblers.
Right, now they're more of an up-tempo game. Are you going to walk the ball up, run your half court, or are you going to run when you can?
We're going to run when we can, and we're going to try to pass through the pressure. We decided to try to dribble through the pressure up there, and it cost us. We just didn't execute.
Okay, if you are against a team that is not as big as you, so your advantage it has to be on the inside with your big men Mundy and Ash, and of course David Blizzard coming off the bench.
Well, they're pretty big if they start Graves in there with Golan, so it depends on which lineup he starts. Up there he started a small lineup. We just don't know yet. So if he starts a small lineup, yes. If he decides to start Graves along with Golan, we're about the same size.
Well, good luck to you, Coach, and we'll look forward to talking to you after the ball game.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay, Tim, back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, head coach Walter Brower. The Hampton Crabbers, as I mentioned, are 11-1 in the district. That only loss at the home of the Warwick Raiders, where they defeated the Hampton Crabbers 76-69 in overtime. The only other loss Hampton has on its record is a 4-point defeat at the hands of the Norview Pilots. So the Hampton Crabbers at 14-2, ranked number 5 in the state. Warwick Raiders 12-3, ranked number 9 in the state. And this is a battle for first place. Of course, there's a dubious distinction that goes along with being the regular season champion. Bob, you and I were talking about this before we came on the air, and that's explain to the fans what that does.
Well, if you win the regular season, then you're going to be in the bracket with Maury, who was ranked number 1 in the state. Now, I talked to Ben Moore about this earlier. He says it's kind of a catch-22. You win, you get in the regionals, but you're in the wrong bracket. And I said, well, what happens if you win the regular season and then also win the tournament? He says, makes no difference. If you win the regular season, that puts you in the bracket regardless of what happens in the tournament.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hampton High School.
We're going to have the presentation of the colors.
Welcome to our guests tonight, the Raiders from Warwick High School. I hope you enjoy tonight's concluding contest in this Peninsula District basketball game.
Is that Maurice Shanks? Is that who that was?
Yes.
Now here's the starting lineup for our visitors from Warwick.
We're going to have the starting lineups before we have the playing of our national anthem.
Jerome Lewis.
Jerome Lewis is the first player introduced for Warwick.
Number
21.
31, Mario Haskett.
Mario Haskett, averaging 5.2 per ball
Number
game.
35, Larry Evans.
Larry Evans, 4.7 points per game for the Raiders.
Number 43, David Golden.
David Golden, number 43, 13.3 points per
Number 11,
game.
Man Venable.
Man Venable, number 11, who averages more than 15.5 points a game. By the way, before I forget, I want to thank our good friends down at the Daily Press for providing us with these statistics. Without Mike Keach and Sonny Dirth and Terry Armour.
I saw Mike here tonight. He walked in during the first contest.
We appreciate all the help we get from the Daily Press for our statistics.
Here are your starters for the home team.
And as you heard earlier, the head coach for the Raiders, Ben Moore. There you see the head coach, Walter Brower. Defending state champion Hampton Crabbers being introduced to the full house here at Hampton High School.
Number 14,
Kobe Perry will be one of the starters for the Crabbers. Averages about 1.5 points per game.
Number 12, Jermaine Golson.
Jermaine Golson averaging 13.4 will be the other starter.
52, Mark Ash.
Mark Ash averaging 6.7 points per game.
Number
52.
24, Cannon Baker.
Cannon Baker, 13.5 points per game.
Number 54, Aaron Monday.
Aaron Monday, number 54, averaging 15.6. So he will match up almost point for point with David Golden. And the head coach, Walter Brower, assisted by David Blizzard. And David Blizzard is a name we'll hear several times tonight before this game is over as well.
Yeah, he'll be the number 6 man coming off of the bench for the...
Now we're going to have the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem.
You don't assume that it's going in. No. You assume that it isn't.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, our national anthem.
Rebound and part of
Well, we are glad to have you joining us, and I hope you'll settle back and enjoy what should be as good a basketball game in high school as you can enjoy. There you see our officials coming towards us. To the near side is Robert Cockrell, the referee, and Steve Whitley, who is just on the outside of the top of your screen, is the umpire for tonight's ball game.
We've had a lot of people to get into
This is a packed house tonight, Tim. There is going to be standing room only. They're going to have to crowd them in, and that's what the announcer, Wayne Ask, is saying out. Get a little closer. Get to know your neighbor.
It's a little warm in here, too, so that may be a factor on the fatigue situation. But these players are going to be so up for this game, they won't know whether it was 100 degrees in here or 35. Getting set to jump will be David Golden against Aaron Monday. And the tap is controlled by Gannon Baker of the Crabbers. This is Perry. Just inside the three-point range. Shot doesn't go, and Golden gets the board for the Raiders. This is Man Venable. Left corner in for Golden. Yes. David Golden scores the first basket of the ball game, and the Warwick Raiders lead 2-0. This is Jermaine Golson, and he is fouled just as he got to the half-court line.
That was not a real small foul by Man Venable, but Man Venable is the emotional leader out there on the floor. He'll get these people fired up, and you know, this is what you want. You got to have an emotional leader on the court at all times.
Venable had 25 points in that overtime victory against the Crabbers. And we've got a out-of-bounds call as he moved toward the bucket. Jermaine Golson stepped on the sideline.
That was a good call by Robert Cockrell, one of the officials. He's the referee tonight.
Full court pressure applied by the Crabbers. The Raiders are able to break it quite readily. Lewis kicks it out for Evans. Man Venable. It's William Man Venable. Three-point shot. Good. Mario Haskett. Mario Haskett makes it 5-0 in favor of Warwick. Full court pressure, man-to-man pressure being applied by the Raiders. And they get the ball into Aaron Monday.
This is what the Raiders want to do. They want Hampton to work hard bringing this ball up.
Monday's shot is blocked. Golden is fouled on the way to the hoop.
And that was a two-shot foul. I don't know, he did not call an intentional foul, and that's what Ben Moore over on the other side is saying. That should have been an intentional foul. We got a quick timeout, but nobody was back for the Crabbers.
That easily could have been called an intentional foul. You get a chance to watch this on the replay. You'll see here Monday will have the shot blocked. He might have been fouled.
No, that
as
was
well.
Mark Ash.
I mean, excuse me, not Monday, but Mark Ash. And the kick out, this is Gannon. He's going to find Golden down the court, and he will wrap him up pretty soundly. He's got a good grip on the arm. He didn't grab him, but he did go for the arm.
He was going for the ball, and that's the intent. The intent is, did he go for the ball? Of course he got his arm, and that was probably what he was really grabbing for, but the intent was he was going for the ball. He didn't grab a hold of the guy, so it was not an intentional foul. So that was a good call. Although the Raider staff and people behind us probably won't agree.
Golden will have 2 free throws. They see a good look at David Golden, a outstanding performer in both basketball and football for the Warwick Raiders. He's good on both, and the Crabbers find themselves down by 7. Warwick pitching a shutout so far. Full court pressure. Gannon Baker, the floor general for the Crabbers, will push it up. He's double teamed as he crosses the timeline. This is Golson. Golson looks inside. Monday on Golden. Puts it up and no good. And Golden with the rebound.
And that was a nice move with his left hand, but just too strong. Nice rebound by Jermaine Golson.
Monday, no, he's fouled.
And number 31 for the Raiders really got up in the air. Mario Haskett really got up in the air.
There will be no easy layups in this game. That's an unwritten rule that has been established.
And you're not going to get an easy layup. You're right. We see who's coming in real quick. David Blizzard coming in for Mark Ash. Watch this replay. Nice pass by Baker. Looked one way, threw it the other way. And there was going to be a jam. There was no doubt about it. As you can see, he grabbed his shoulder.
Monday's free throw is short. That was the first personal on Mario Haskett. That's the second on the Raiders. Monday misses both free throws, and the ball is retrieved by Larry Evans. This is Man Venable, averaging 15.7. Inside for Golden, it's knocked away. finally retrieved by Perry. 2-on-2. Baker has Blizzard on the left side, didn't throw to him. Back come the Raiders, 3-on-1. And nice. It was off the shoulder off Monday.
Nice defense by Monday because it was a 3-on-1 and you figured it was going to be a layup that time. Hampton Crabbers are real tight for this ball game. They've missed a couple of layups, 2 free throws. Once somebody scores, you hope that opens the floodgate.
Walter Brower takes Monday out of the ball game for the moment. Venable's shot doesn't go. The rebound is put up and a foul.
Sometimes what happens, your adrenaline gets to going so hard that you actually get out of breath even though you're in good shape, and a quick blow on the bench will get you back, settle down, and then he'll put him back in. That may be why he's got Monday out right now.
Mark Ash called for the personal foul. 2 shots forthcoming for Corey Berger, and he hits the first. Berger averages about 3.5 points per ball game in a relief role. And the Raiders are perfect from the free throw line, and they are now leading 9-0. There you see the principal of Hampton High School, Lowell Thomas. Mark Ash, nice move to the bucket.
And that's what he's got to do. They got to get the ball inside and go strong to the basket, catch the foul or get the layup, but he just overpowered the defender that time, and then he makes the steal.
Inside pass is picked off by Ash. Baker with a nice behind-the-back dribble. Golson, baseline jumper, and an offensive foul on Golson.
Nice job by David Golden to get position. You got to play under control. Jermaine was just a little bit out of control that time.
Sacrificed the body. Sean Hamlet comes in the ball game for the Crabbers. So Mark Ash, Kobe Perry, Hamlet, Gannon Baker, and Jermaine Golson on the floor for Hampton. Van Venable with the ball. Derek Stokes. This is David Golden. And his pass is thrown, and
he stepped out of bounds,
but he stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds as the ball was passed hard, and he lost his balance going for the ball.
9-2, 4:54 remaining in the first quarter. 4 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. Terry Graves, number 51, checks in for the Raiders.
Well, I talked to Ben Moore, and he says that he can go 11 and 12 deep on the bench, and this is what he expects to do, is maybe wear out the Crabbers, because he figures his bench is a little deeper.
Baker from 14, no good. And Graves with the board. Warwick pushes it down the floor, shot no good. Scoreboard went out on that last play.
And right, the scoreboard is out.
Well, that doesn't, the scoreboard doesn't mean they can't play. I'm not sure what they're concerned about.
Well, they got to figure out how much time.
Yep.
And I don't know that we got the time. Do we have the time on with one of our cameras or not?
Well, there was about 4 minutes to go. It was 4:54 to go, and it's been played about it. They're going to plug it back in. I think someone in the overflow crowd here probably just pulled the plug. Someone in the stands behind us says, start the ball over again. Start the game over again.
See some of the last series of plays. Is Mark Ash forces the Warwick Raider to go under the basket, and then Mark ends up getting the rebound. And the score was 9-2, which they have no problem. They've got a book, so they always know what the score was. And that's when they realized right there that the clock had gone off. This may be to Hampton's advantage. Warwick was really pumped up, was really doing what they had to do. This could kind of be a downer and your adrenaline kind of settle down. I remember a long time ago when I was coaching, and see the clock is back on. They'll have to get it back on with the time and everything. But I took my Bethel team to Kecoughtan High School, and Kecoughtan was beating us right soundly in the third quarter, and the lights went out in the gym. Well, they come back on, and we started playing new, and they were down. They had a drop, and we ended up winning the ball game. And Jim Hathaway, to this day, still blames me, says, I found the switch and turned them off. I said, well, if I knew that was going to happen, I'd have done it. You're right.
You could have anticipated it. You would have gone for it.
I most certainly would have.
Should be about 4 minutes. They're going to put 5:49 up there, which will put an extra minute into this game. And that's the correct score, so they're going to tack on a little more time. I do recall saying 4:54 left at one point, but that's all right. It doesn't matter because it's equal for both parties, although the Warwick Raiders might claim that gives Hampton a little more time to come back. But we're early in this ball game, so it's not really a relevant factor at this point. Hampton will have the ball to inbounds. Golson will take a lot of pressure and finally get it into Kobe Perry. This Warwick defense has been superb.
Well, Warwick has two assistant coaches, and one of the assistant coaches calls the defense, and the other one calls the out-of-bounds plays.
9-4. Jumper along the baseline, in and out, and Golson with the rebound for the Crabbers. Gannon Baker, who came out during that timeout, is getting ready to come back in the ballgame. Inside, Mark Ash. Monday's back in the game, and the pass is too far, and over and back will be called against the Crabbers. Very good look at Ben Moore, the head coach of the Warwick Raiders. Got his little burgundy towel to keep himself
I wonder if he
cool.
chews on it like Tark the Shark.
The Tark over at UNLV.
I'm real impressed with the Raiders' defense. They're just doing an outstanding job, making it real hard for Hampton to get the ball inbounds.
Haskins will inbounds. Graves is in there for work along with Stokes and Venable, and the ball is stolen by the Crabbers. 2-on-2. Golson loses the ball momentarily, got it back, and then a scramble for the ball, and it belongs to Warwick. Five minutes left here in the first quarter. 9-4. Warwick up by 5. This game played on the 30th of January. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. Our pleasure to bring you this battle for first place. Graves goes strong to the hoop, but doesn't go. And Monday rebounds for the Crabbers, out for Gannon Baker. Baker up the floor, in and in.
Oh, that's a nice runner. And it gets you within 4 points.
Lawrence Haskins, who averages more than 5.5, hits his first basket. And back to a 5-point lead for the Raiders. And Venable with the easy basket.
Somebody's got to communicate. Let Baker know.
As soon as the Crabbers get across the timeline, there is a double team. Blizzard shot, no good. Chased down by Gannon Baker from 11, yes. So Gannon Baker warms up. He's got 4 points, and it's back to a 5-point difference. Warwick has led from the very beginning. Foul will be charged to Sean Hamlet. That'll be his first.
Well, they called a foul on number 12. They called that foul on Golson.
I thought that's what he's indicated when he went over there. I thought it was.
And this is what happens is Golson reaches in right there and catches him on the arm. That was a good call.
Could have been either of them, I guess. They got Golson got it first. Haskins gets the shooter's roll as the ball bounded around and went through. 14-8 in favor of the Raiders. And Haskins has this one come out. 14-8. Kobe Perry pressured. Aaron Monday from 13, not his shot.
Well, he was a little strong with that's not what he wanted to shoot.
Three minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Golden traveled.
A good defense by Aaron Monday on that time. He didn't give him anything, but didn't foul him either. And he traveled on the fake, on the pump fake.
This is the rubber game of the match. Hampton won the first one, Warwick won the second one. And the winner of this game will be number 1 in the district after tonight.
And there's a nice job by Blizzard.
Baseline jumper by David Blizzard. Golden's shot doesn't go, but he is fouled. Aaron Monday picks up his first personal foul. That'll be 5 against the Crabbers as a team. And it'll be at least 1 and 1. Of course, we'll watch the replay here. You'll see Golden takes the ball in, and Monday didn't hit much of him.
Well, that was a touch foul, but the officials are going to control the ball game and not let it get out of hand, and that's not a bad way to start off.
Golden misses the first of 2.
A lot of excitement, a lot of things, and a lot of tempers could flare if you don't control it.
So Golden hits 1 out of 2. And he is 3 out of 4 for the ball game from the free throw line. It's a 5-point Warwick lead. Baker gives to Goulson, baseline. He gets double teamed, dishes off for Blizzard. Blizzard goes up strong, and he's fouled.
That was a good, strong move by Blizzard. Made a good head and shoulder fake, and then went up and was hammered.
Terry Graves gets called for the first personal. 2:44 remaining in the first quarter. Got a chance to watch this again. Blizzard will get the ball here after Goulson is stopped at the baseline. There you see the nice pass off to Blizzard. And then Graves will get him with the body just before he goes up. Good camera work, guys. Good work, slow-mo Joe. Blizzard hit the first. He'll get the second shot. Jermaine Goulson will come out of the ball game for the Crabbers, and he'll be replaced by Pete Baycoat. And now again, Ben Moore will substitute freely as Graves will check out along with Haskins. Venable will check back in for the Raiders. Blizzard with a second shot coming. He's got 3 points and make that 4 as the lead now is a 3-point difference. 2:40 remaining in the first quarter.
Be tough, Aaron. Be tough. Take him. All right.
Off the heel of the rim. Warwick gets the rebound. Last touch by the Crabbers.
There's a lot of hustling going, a lot of speed out there on the court tonight.
Mario Haskett taking the last 2 shots for the Raiders. Van Venable has the ball stolen. Crabbers now with a chance to tie with a 3-pointer and cut it to 1 with a 2. Gannon Baker, who has 4 points so far. Blizzard has the ball stolen. Golden dishes off left side. Good block. 2 good defensive plays, 1 at each end of the court.
Back to back.
Good, clean defense. Aaron Monday can't get it to go. Back come the Raiders, pushing it up the floor. Venable. They'll go outside for 3, no good. And Perry rebounds for the Crabbers. Minute 35. Baycoat looks inside, bounce pass to Monday, back to Baycoat. Baycoat will shoot for 3, no good. Blizzard chases down the rebound, goes in strong, and a whistle and a foul.
David Blizzard really impressed me the last time we caught Hampton when they played against Ferguson. and he really works good under the boards. He gets good, strong rebounds. He knows how to do a head and shoulder fake and go up for the ball. We got some replays here on this last series. Watch this fake. He does another fake, got the man flying, and if he could just finish it off and get the three-pointer, but that was good job by David Blizzard. This is a long first quarter.
It really is. 3 for 3 for Blizzard so far, as the Crabbers have narrowed the difference to 2 points now. They trailed 9-0 at one point. And Blizzard now 4 for 4, and it's a 1-point ball game. Crabbers have not gone to a trapping defense on the inbounds. They've let Warwick pretty much bring it up the court without too much trouble. Man Venable. Good move to the basket. Corey Berger with a great move to the bucket. Baycoat was open down the court, and a foul away from Baycoat. David Golden is called for his first personal.
And that Baker was losing the ball out of bounds at the same time, but he was called for the. But Baker, if he had had his head up, had a man wide open underneath the basket. Baycoat, is that who was under the basket?
Right.
Well, and he was doing jumping jacks. Look at me, look at me.
Get a chance to watch the replay here. You'll see this will be that.
Nice move on Haskins on that drive, number 41. I'm sorry, Corey Berger. And here it is. Here's the foul. And that was, oh yeah, no doubt about that. It was a foul.
So Baker misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Hampton with 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. 17-14, Warwick by 3. No pressure at all on the ball.
And Hampton's in a 1-3-1 zone now. They may trap a little out of the zone. Let's see what they're going to do.
Nice pass underneath.
It's the old high-low.
Man Venable has 15.7 points per game, but his passing so far has been most impressive. He is spotting the open man. Ball stolen.
If you're Hampton, you got to pass the ball against that zone. You can't dribble it through it.
Another bad pass. And 3 consecutive turnovers. The Crabbers are rattled right now.
Well, they're just not being smart passing that ball.
David Golden will come back in for Warwick. He'll replace Derek Stokes as Ben Moore has gone to his bench continually here in the first quarter. You'd think it was the fourth quarter instead of the first. This is Man Venable. Lob pass inside. Golden can't get it to fall. And a strong rebound by David Blizzard. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Blizzard. Baycoat. No good. And a buzzer sounds. And we've got a 7-point difference. Crabbers got within 1 at 15-14, but then they threw the ball away 3 consecutive
Well,
plays.
in the last 30 seconds, they threw the ball away 3 times, and you can't do that against this team that is as aggressive as this Raider team is, and you giving them easy shots underneath the basket.
First quarter finds the Crabbers paced with 6 points by David Blizzard, their number 6 man. 2 points for Jermaine Golson, excuse me. Gannon Baker with 4, Mark Ash with 2, and Aaron Monday held scoreless in the first quarter. There you see the replay of that last missed shot. Golden couldn't get his hands on the ball.
And look at that strong rebound by David Blizzard. Good camera work.
Corey Berger had 6 for the Raiders. 5 points for David Golden, 4 for Venable, 3 for Mario Haskett on a 3-point shot, and 3 for Lawrence Haskins with a bucket and a free throw. The Raiders will have the ball to start the second period. They lead 21-14 after the first 8. It's been a good one so far, and I'm very impressed with Warwick. It's the first time I've seen this team this year. Their pressure defense has been the difference in this ball game, in my opinion. Golden moves on Monday, has it knocked away. Baker pushes down the court, and it won't go. Baker chases down the rebound. His pass comes to Monday. So good defense by the Raiders. No call, no foul. Mark Ash almost throws the ball away. It's retrieved by Goulson. Turnaround jumper, Mark Ash is fouled on the play by Evans. That'll be his first. Larry Evans picks up the personal. Mark Ash will go to the free throw line. He's got 2 points. This will be his first trip to the stripe. Watch the replay.
Well, you know, one thing that's kind of caught my eye right quick like was it looks like the Crabbers are trying real hard instead of it being smooth. They look like they're forcing a little bit. They just need to go get to the natural game and play without a lot of herky-jerky and forcing the play.
Ash misses the free throw. He'll get a second try. Both teams are over the limit, and Ash does get the second. 21-15. Raiders missed the shot. Back come the Crabbers. Goulson from 15, no good. And Goulson steals the ball. Good hands by Jermaine Goulson. He's double teamed and a foul.
And that was quick hands. The Crabbers, as soon as the Raiders have been getting the ball, have been turning and running back down the court. Well, that time, Mr. Goulson didn't do that. He turned around and took the ball. And then ended up getting fouled, and he'll be on the line for 2.
And again, the substitutions continue for Ben Moore as Graves will come out, Golden will come back in.
Now here's that play, Tim. He misses the shot. The rebound comes off the Raider, and he's not even looking at the Crabber, and nice play. Crabber's got to hit their foul shots, though.
They missed the first, and Golson misses the second as well. Golden rebounds. 21-15, the Crabbers not playing loose at all. Venable just drives to the bucket all alone. Golden with the rebound, put it up, no good. Venable, the little man underneath there, almost got a rebound, and finally controlled by Gannon Baker. Baker pushes it up the floor. Perry, wide open. Monday spins, has it knocked away. Goulson will fire, no good.
Just can't get the roll.
Golden kicks it out for Venable. Hit it, three-pointer.
Boy, that'll fire up a crowd quick.
24-15. Hampton down by 9. That's been the biggest lead that Warwick has had. They led 9-0. And now they've pushed the ball out to a 9-point lead again. Ash spots Gannon Baker open. Baker has it knocked away, then gets it to Aaron Monday. Monday drives, and a foul is charged against David Golden, I believe. That'll be 2 on Golden.
Yeah, you gotta get the offense.
Well, one thing, if you remember, we'll see the replay, and you remember when I talked to Ben Moore, I asked him about taking Hampton out of their normal sets and making them do things that they don't want to. He says, that's what we've been trying to do. This is what we're going to do tonight, is what he talked about when I talked to him earlier this afternoon. And they are taking, Hampton is not running a normal offensive set. And that is not what they're used to doing in practice. And consequently, you feel like you're not in the flow. Your free throws are hurting. Your shooting is hurting. We've just not seen the Christmas that the Crabbers are used to.
They definitely are out of their game, and I give that to the Warwick Raider defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Monday's second free throw is no good. He's one of 4 so far, and that's not typical of Monday either. Crabbers trail by 8. Warwick with great quickness moves the ball around nicely. Baseline jumper, no good. Monday with the rebound. Gannon Baker, double teamed, kicks it back out. Perry All alone baseline, put up, no good. Mark Ash with the board, put back, no good. And finally controlled by the Raiders.
The Raiders are just doing an awesome job of putting a hand in the face of the shooter. And Hampton just can't get any balls to drop through the bucket.
First time we've seen Warwick go to a deliberate offense.
Well, Hampton dropped back in that 1-3-1 zone again. When they were in the man-to-man, they ran their offense, and they're just kind of taking the time. Look for Venable to go for a three-pointer again.
This one well off the mark. Might have been partially blocked as Sean Hamlet came up with the air ball. This is Hamlet, 3-on-2, gives to Monday. Monday with a good move. Monday took one great big giant step, went right around his man and put it in.
Well, that's something they're going to have to do more. Now, Hampton can fast break. If they get the rebound, they look down the court. They have a man open, but they are being double teamed after they get the rebound, and they can't see the open men.
24-18. Venable man, shot goes, and he's fouled.
He shot that ball on the way down. He hung in the air, released it on the way down, and picked up the foul. Got a chance to pick up a three-point play.
That'll be the second personal on Gannon Baker. You get a chance to see it again. Baker got him from the side there. It's 2 on Baker. Both teams well over the limit. 4:02 remaining in the half. Warwick looking to stretch the lead out to 10 here if man can be successful at the free throw line. And he misses it. Check that. Check that with a 9-point lead. Colby Perry will go all the way down for 2. And it's a 6-point difference. Man with good vision. Ball comes loose. Perry wisely slows it down a bit. Man from Oregon.
Oh man, if that's not a foul, I've never seen one. He was laying all over the man, and the official, and that's Whitley right there, and he was laying. You got to give the man some room to move, and he was straddled his leg.
Anthony Watson was finally called for the personal. Get a chance to watch this again.
Now watch how he climbs right over the top of the man, and you can't do that, if that's not a foul, and he didn't call that. He called a little touch foul. Yeah, come on, get rid of the ball game.
Gannon Baker at the free throw line. The left-hander hits the first. Perry will check out. Baycoat will come back in for the Crabbers. 3:35 remaining. Baker can cut the lead to 4 here. Baker averages 13.5. He's got 6 in the first half. It's 26-22. So the Crabbers had trailed by 9, and they've scored 5 straight points to make it a 4-point game. 3-point attempt. Off the rim, no good. Baker had it momentarily, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow will give the ball to the Crabbers.
That was a good call. Both ball players hit the ball going out of bounds.
Back to it.
Again, full court zone, looks like full court zone pressure there by the Raiders. Baker, he'll pull up from 11 and hit it in.
And that puts Hampton the closest they've been since the opening tip.
Well, it was 15-14 at one point, and then Warwick wrote off 11 straight. And now the Crabbers have come back with some of their own. 2-point difference. Ball knocked away, retrieved by man, and then he almost, yes, he did lose it.
And that was, again, partially called by David Blizzard going for the loose ball. Hampton Crabbers are picking up their intensity a little bit.
A hustle defense. Hustle defense will do it every time.
Woo. Getting excited, getting hotter.
Arnie Baker is excited if you don't think so. That's
he is directly behind us. I will put the headset.
He's calling for TV timeout, wants the boys to have a blow. We don't get TV timeouts, folks. This is non-commercial television. Sean Hamlet kicks back to Gannon. Gannon is hot. He looks, gives to Baycott.
You got your big man. You need to get the ball inside.
Sean Hamlet, no good. And out quickly come the Raiders. 2 missed shots. Crabbers can tie, and Baker is tripped up on the way in, and David Golden is shaken up.
Golden and Baker both. Baker was tripped by Venable, and that was the call, which will be a 1-and-1. Watch this replay, and we're glad nobody is hurt. He gets tripped right there and knocks down
head first.
Golden's used to that playing football.
Baker can tie the score here, and it goes in and out. So Gannon is 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and the Raiders with a 2-point lead.
And those two misses were both 1-and-1s.
Man is open, moves in closer, partially blocked, and a foul.
David Blizzard on a nice block, and then they called a foul underneath on the rebound on Aaron Monday, it looks like.
That'll be 2 on Monday. Second foul on Aaron Monday, and going to the free throw line now will be David Golden. Golden is 3 out of 4 from the stripe.
Now watch this block by David Blizzard. Really gets up, and then I don't understand that foul.
Golden misses the free throw, and Mark Ash comes up with a board. Baycoat picked up by Haskett. Baker back to Ash. Cutting to the bucket is Baker, no good. Golden with the rebound.
Your strength is inside. You need to get that ball inside to your big people. Got some good shooters down there in Ash and Blizzard.
Man's three-pointer is off the heel of the rim. Baker has it knocked away. Good defense by the Raiders as Haskett steals. Ball is thrown by Mann and kicked by Sean Hamlet. Kobe Perry will come back in for the Crabbers. And who will he replace? He'll replace Gannon Baker. So Baker will get a rest here with 1:13 remaining. 2-point ball game. Raiders have held 9-point leads. Hampton has never led in the ball game. 3-point attempt is short. Golden had the rebound. It's knocked loose, but a rebound underneath. Shot put up, no good. Finally controlled by Haskett. 3-pointer, no good. And a foul underneath.
And that should be 3 on...
That'll be 3 on Golden if it's on him.
And that kind of hurts you if you're coaching Warwick. Ben Moore, that's the one foul he wished wouldn't have happened, but he will take him out now for the last 57 seconds.
Baker is out of the Hampton lineup for that very reason, I suspect. Here you see the replay. Golden went over it. Didn't look like much of a foul. I got to admit that it was a case where both players were going for the ball, but Golden gets the call.
I think that was the case on that one with Monday too. So, at least they're calling them consistent.
Crabbers have just not hit their free throws, but the rebound is put back in a foul.
And David Blizzard did a good job of rebounding that shot and got fouled going back up, so he's got a chance for...
That'll be Corey Berger who's called for the personal. 55 seconds remaining. And coming in the ball game now will be Dwayne Reese. We'll get a chance to watch the replay.
Watch this rebound of David Blizzard. He really gets up in the air. Does a good job, and it goes right back up strong and catches the foul. He's mad at himself because he's not getting the basket too.
Well, the Crabbers have not done particularly well from the free throw line here in the first half. And they continue those problems as Blizzard misses for the first time. He was the only Crabber who was perfect from the free throw line. He had hit 4 out of 4. Baker has 2 of 4. Golson is 0 for 2. Monday is 1 for 4. and Mark Ash is 1 for 2. And again, the missed free throws. So those free throws are the big difference in this ball game. If the Hampton Crabbers were even hitting 60% of their free throws, they'd be in front right now.
Well, right now, what the Warwick Raiders are going to do, they're going to hold the ball for the last shot. There's no doubt in my mind. They just brought it out, and they spread it out into a spread offense. And they're just going to wait and take the last shot. They're going to go in with at least a 2-point lead.
.23 seconds. 26-24. Warwick has led by 9 on 2 different occasions. They lead by 2. All alone underneath. Good move. Lawrence Haskins did a smart job that time. He waited for everybody to get faked out. And the buzzer sounds to end the first half.
And Walter Brower just got a technical. He walked down the side and talked to the official and said there was a foul there, and Robert Cockrell just called a technical foul on Walter Brower. So that means the start of the second half. Warwick will get 2 foul shots and the ball.
The Crabbers came back. We get a chance to watch the last action here. We'll replay the latter parts of this ballgame. There you see the wide open, nice move here. He faked both of the Crabbers out. And Haskins just put it in for the easy layup.
He should never have been open. You should not let that man stay open. You don't pull your defense that far away from the basket with a very little time to go in the ballgame, in the halftime.
Not sure we'll pick up. Well, there was.
There, he's claiming a foul, and there is the foul that was never called. And you can see Walter Brower there pointing. He walked down, said something to Robert Cockrell, and he called a technical.
So we're at halftime, and our score in a game as tight as we had thought it would be. The Warwick Raiders lead by 4 at halftime, 28-24. We'll return with the third quarter of action after this brief timeout. Well, this was the last bucket of the half, and you can see 2 Hampton Crabbers looking like they're suspended in midair as they were faked right out of their shorts by a good play on the part of Lawrence Haskins. If that was able to continue that play, you would have seen Haskins wait for them to go up, and then he went around them and put it in for an easy basket. The scoring at the half find the Warwick Raiders being paced by Man Venable with 9 points, including a 3-pointer. 6 points for Corey Berger, 5 points for David Golden, and 5 points for Lawrence Haskins. 3 points for Mario Haskett on a 3-pointer. And Golden is the only Warwick player with 3 fouls. And that could be a definite factor down the stretch.
Yeah, it really could, Tim.
On the other side, Gannon Baker had 8 points for the Crabbers. He was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. It was 6 points from the field for 8. 6 points for David Blizzard. 3 points each for Mark Ash and Aaron Monday. Monday only had 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 2 points for Jamorn Golson, 2 points for Kobe Perry, and 6 points for David Blizzard. Did a good job coming in the 6-man role. But the Crabbers, the big difference in the first half, besides the pressure defense of the Raiders, is the fact that the Crabbers hit only 8 of 18 free throws, while Warwick was 6 of 10, which is 60% versus about 40%. And you just can't do that against a good team.
No, you can't. Plus, Hampton is not running their offense with any consistency. And again, that goes back to the pressure defense of the Raiders. I saw Bob Cockrell talking to Coach Walter Brower just a couple seconds ago, and because I told you there was a technical called, and they will start off with the 2 shots for the Raiders. Will be going to the basket to our left. They will shoot twice, get 2 free throws, and then they get the ball out of bounds. So that could be a 6-point lead going right into this game. I had talked with Coach Moore today, and he had told me that this was the thing that they wanted to do. was to take Hampton out of their set half-court offense. And so far they're doing it. But as you alluded to, Tim, if they would have made a few more of their free throws, a nice percentage of the free throws, we would have had at least a tie game.
Talking with Arnie Baker, Gannon's father, of course, sitting right behind us here, and he's been charting young Gannon for the game, and Gannon is just 2 of 7 from the floor, so that's indicative of what his problems have been. Even though he leads his team with 8 points, he has been relatively inaccurate, and that's hurt him so far. And he is their leader. When Gannon Baker is doing well, the team does well. Aaron Munday with just 3 points, and he averages 15. So Monday's been taken out of his game to this point.
And I tell you, the Hampton cannot buy a free throw, and Warwick Raiders are bouncing all over the rim and getting them in. When the ball's bouncing right, it's bouncing right.
Man Venable has 11 points as he gets both of those technicals. And the Raiders will get the ball to start the second half at midcourt as well. So a 6-point lead. Raiders start the second half without David Golden in the lineup, as in his place is Terry Graves, number 51. Warwick moves the ball around extremely well. Venable to the hoop. So Man Venable scores the first 4 points of the second half. Kobe Perry baseline jumper is long, and it's knocked out of bounds by Warwick.
Hampton's got to hit those short jumpers like that on the baseline. That's the overly open shot they're getting right away, and they're not making it.
Lob inside from Mark Ash. They kick it back to Gannon Baker. Back to Ash, to the cutting Golson, and he's fouled. So Graves picks up his third. So both of the big men for the Raiders have 3 personal fouls with almost the entire second half to go. So this could be a telling factor for Warwick. They are very deep, but those are their 2 key big men. And when you've got an Aaron Munday and a Mark Ash and others that can drive on here, watch the replay. Jermaine Goulson continues to have troubles at the free throw line. He and the Crabbers, I should add, not to pick on Jermaine. And Goulson finally gets one to roll in. That's 1 out of 4 for him, and the 7-point lead for the Warwick Raiders. This is Lewis to David Golden, who came back in when Graves picked up his third.
Well, one thing that you'll notice is the Warwick Raiders are running their offense, and Hampton isn't.
Baker will fire from 3, no good, and a foul.
See, that's not Hampton's offense. Come the ball down, take it one dribble and shoot. They got to pass the ball around, move it around, get it inside, do what they do well. They're not doing that.
Player control foul, as that was a loose ball foul, and the Warwick Raiders will bring it down. That's the 3rd foul on Baker. So key players in this game have picked up 3 fouls. Knocked away, and it belonged to the Raiders. Baker has 3, Munday has 2. He has to be cautious. This is Man Venable, who has been a killer, and a jump ball as Baker ties him up. Arrow of possession will give the ball back to the Raiders. Ben Moore, wanting to have a foul call, said Baker got him on the arm, but official would have nothing to do with that one. Jumper by Larry Evans is good, and he has his first points. Ball almost stolen. David Blizzard is going to come in the ball game, give Mark Ash a breather for the Crabbers. Inbounds pass is lost by Aaron Monday.
Well, Aaron Monday made a screen and broke open to the ball, but then didn't step to the ball, and the Warwick Raider intercepted it and then knocked it off his leg, so the ball goes over to the Raiders.
Raiders by 9 again. Make that 11 as David Golden goes to the hoop. 7 points for Golden, and it's 36-25, the biggest lead of the ball game. Crabbers will hold it up now. Inside for Blizzard. His shot is short. Blizzard has it knocked out of bounds off his foot.
A lot of contact being made out of that basket, and no fouls are being called.
Man Venable. Easy baseline jumper is long. Aaron Monday with the easy rebound. Crabbers 2-on-1. Blizzard will hold it up as the Raiders do get back. 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. 36-25. You're watching the Hampton Crabbers, number 1 in the district, against the Warwick Raiders, number 2. Crabbers ranked 5th in the state. Warwick ranked 9th. And Warwick right now has led throughout this ball game. 1 point has been as close as Hampton has gotten. Steal and a layup by Daron Lewis, and it's a 13-point lead for Warwick.
And if you're Walter Brower, you got to be thinking about a TO, timeout. You can't let this thing get out of hand.
Third foul called on Haskett.
And you see the Raiders bringing in 3. I mean, he keeps running in fresh troops, and they are wearing out the Crabbers.
We'll give you the names to go along with those numbers in just a moment. This is Gannon Baker. Gets a pick from Aaron Monday. Baker can't hit it. Rebound put in by Goulson.
No, that was David Blizzard.
Excuse me, Blizzard.
He is just doing a yeoman's job on the board.
Derek Stokes picked up by Kobe Perry. David Golden.
You notice that the Raiders don't put any pressure on the man bringing the ball inbounds.
Man Venable for his 3rd personal foul. So the Raiders, with more than 12 minutes to go in the ball game, have 3 key players with 3 personal fouls.
And you see Alani Mann, who is a crowd favorite here at Hampton, replaces Aaron Monday.
I think what he may want him to do is maybe the idea is to give the ball to Mann down low and see if Golden can get that 4th foul. They can't afford to have Monday drive on him because Monday has 2 of his own. Mann gets the ball and he's fouled, but not by Golden. This one is the 2nd on Corey Berger.
That's who you got. That's why you got Lonnie in there, is to get the rebounds and, like you said, try to pick up a 4th foul on
Here's the replay.
Golden. And Hampton just can't get the ball in. And right here, you see Lonnie Mann goes from both sides.
Baker for 3, no good.
He is really off tonight, not shooting his normal shot.
And the ball is thrown away by Warwick.
That was a nice pass inside to David Golden, but he wasn't expecting it.
13-point lead for the Raiders. Hampton just about going to be called for a 5-second violation. They just get it in. Double team on the ball. Baker calls for some help. and instead is able to get by himself. Baker dishes off. Goulson double pumps, can't hit it. Lonnie Mann with the big board, shot no good. And the ball is loose, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the
That's
Cubs.
okay, because that's what you want. Lonnie Mann went on the floor and it went for that loose ball. That's great. That's good hustle.
David Blizzard will check out, and now they'll have Mann and Monday, two big men in there. 40-27. 3:15 remaining in the third. Warwick looking for first place in the Peninsula District. Hampton trying to hold on. All alone underneath. Oh, the easy layup is blown, but the rebound comes right into the hands of Lawrence Haskins. And he gets the easy putback. Grabbers, not only are they playing less than as good as they can, but they're getting snake bitten as well as Goulson. Goulson now has 5 points. Ball is loose and finally controlled by the Raiders. Loop pass inside for Golden. Perry came over to tie him up. Ball is still loose and finally controlled by Goulson. Gannon Baker.
If there ain't some fouls, somebody fouling somebody underneath there.
42-29. Baker trying to do too much by himself, I think. Monday. That's the first basket of the second half for Monday, and only his second basket of the ball game, with 1:51 remaining in the third. 11-point Warwick lead. Hampton had cut it to 4 at halftime, but then a technical foul gave them 2 free throws and a bucket by Venable, stretched the lead right out immediately. Tie up, and the possession belongs to the Crabbers.
And that was caused by Jermaine Golson doing a great job defensively.
1:38 remaining. Hampton will have the ball to inbounds, trailing by 11. Golson goes up, has the ball deflected. Monday strong to the hoop. Aaron Monday with 7 points, 2 baskets in a row, and the Crabbers have brought it down to 9. And a reach-in foul charge to Golson. That'll be his third.
That was a kind of a lazy foul. A little you're tired, you reach in rather than play defense with your feet. He caused a turnover a minute ago by using his hands, but that was when a guy was not dribbling.
Baker steals the inbounds pass for the lazy. The easy lay-in by Baker, and it's a 7-point game. The Crabbers keep coming back. 3-pointer, no good. Monday with the board. Out quickly for Golson. And we've got a foul on who?
Number 31 for the Raiders, Mario Haskett, was called for the foul. The Crabbers are starting to run.
That is 4 on Haskett. And Ben Moore wants a timeout. Watch the replay here. There you see he did crash into him.
Oh, there was no doubt. That was no doubt. That was a good call.
Ran into him and then tripped him to boot. So the officials have been calling a tough ball game. It's a hard one to call. Anytime you've got a battle of this intensity, it's extra hard on everybody. The players are tight. Let's face it, the officials might even be tight because they know the importance of the ball game. But that was a good call.
Yes, it was.
The Crabbers will be in a 1-1 situation for the duration of this ball game, as they, as a team, have only committed 2, and that could be a factor down the stretch as well, as Hampton will have 2 more free, quote, free fouls.
Yeah, well, but the point is, the condition is they've got to make the foul shots, and you talked about this at the first half, that they have not, way below 50%. You've got to shoot 60 to 70% of your foul shots as a team.
David Blizzard, who has hit 4 out of 6 from the free throw line, will have the 1-and-1. Misses it, but Sean Hamlet rebounds. Shot doesn't go.
You got
Hamlet.
Boy, that's a hard shot. You know, you got to make that one. You get an easy 3-footer, you got to make it.
Blizzard misses the free throw, and then Hamlet misses the easy basket. 45 seconds to go. Golden underneath, can't get it to go. And the ball is rebounded by David Blizzard. Kobe Perry tied up in the backcourt. And there's a foul. That'll be 2 on Evans. The Crabbers, just as you said, it's real simple. They just got to hit some free throws.
Yeah, they're on the foul line. Ben Moore figures he's got a lot of fouls to give because he's got so many players there. He can really go deep on that bench.
Here's the replay.
And it's working for him because Hampton's not hitting from the foul line.
You'll see 35 is all over him there. He's got him on his hip, and you just can't do that. That's Evans' second personal foul. Kobe Perry can't get the free throw either. So the Crabbers across the board have been cold from the free throw line.
And I know Walter Brower is just beside himself. You can't do much to make a guy make a free throw. That's a mental thing as well as it's a mechanical. It's
Block
like
has it spread out.
It's like putting when you're a golfer.
5 seconds to go. Baker put it up, no good. And the buzzer sounds. So the Crabbers were down by 11. Check that, 13 at one point. And come back to cut the lead to 7. Had they been down by 13 going into the fourth, it would have been a tough sled to come back, but they still have a chance.
Well, now what's brought the Crabbers back has been their defense. They have put pressure on, they have stole the ball, and things of that nature. So by putting the pressure on defensively, it increases your offensive output, and that's exactly what they need to do, but I can't harp on it enough. They got to start making those foul shots. They are really playing hard out there. This is a packed gym. There's a lot at stake. Whoever wins this, will win the regional, the district championship. But now Hampton, after tonight, only has 3 games, but they played a number 3, 4, and 5 team in the district, where the Raiders have 4 teams left, but they don't play the top teams in the district. So at the rest of this game, you will see that the Crabbers, the rest of the season, Crabbers have a harder schedule.
8 minutes remaining in this one. This is the game for first place in the Hampton Crabbers and the Warwick Raiders. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz has been a good one. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. We have the game of the week here on Channel 29. Baycoat stole it. It was kicked by a Warwick player, but retrieved by Venable. Walter Brower says, Mr. Referee, they kicked the ball.
And which they did, so that should have been backcourt. They never lost possession.
Now Monday kicks the ball and they blow the whistle immediately.
Well, kicking the ball defensively is a violation. Offensively, evidently it isn't, because it was not an intentional.
Good point. Hampton has turned the defense up a notch, as they have to, trailing by 7. And a jump ball as Gannon Baker ties up Lawrence Haskins, and the ball will belong to the Crabbers on the arrow of possession. So the Crabbers now trailing by 7. Baker, who has been real cold tonight, and a pass picked off inside, a bad pass.
Bad pass.
Ball finally controlled by Baker. Baker to Blizzard to Baker, put it up, yes. 12 points for Baker, ball picked off. Golson picked it off. One of those lazy passes. David Blizzard, and he has it stolen by Venable.
No, that's a bad foul.
And that is 4 on Golson.
That was not a smart foul by Jermaine at all. You got to get in front if you're going to foul him. He can't get the shot off.
He got a lot of ball.
But when you reach down like that, 9 times out of 10, the official's going to call a foul on you when you slap down at the ball.
And the point was, if you're going to do that, you might as well make sure there's no layup. Venable has been a real terror from the free throw line as he is 3 for 4, but he's hit 3 very important ones here in the second half.
And Warwick is in a trapping zone.
They're going to call that one on Golden.
He was moving, says the official, and I know Joe Lewis has got that on instant replay. But it looked like Aaron Mundy may have been a little bit out of control. And let's look at that. The pass goes in here from Baker to Aaron, and Aaron is driving to the basket, and he makes his move. And it's hard to tell from that shot.
He was still moving.
You got to make your foul shots. Take your time and do like you do every game.
Aaron Mundy, generally a good free throw shooter. He's got 8 points, 5 of them here in the second half. Golden will check out with 4 personals.
And that's a real small team that Ben Moore's got in there now. So if you're Hampton, you have to recognize that and get that ball inside.
So Monday, the clutch free throws. It's a 6-point game. Six points with 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go. Plenty of time.
And what Warwick is doing is kind of like a very patient offense, is running from a stack. And they're just trying to wear the Crabbers out, get an easy shot. Well, that wasn't an easy shot.
And a foul before the shot.
I thought they may try to go for a layup or a short jumper, but Larry Venable has the green light to shoot. That is only the 3rd foul on the Crabbers, so there's not a shooting foul. It was shot, the foul was made before the shot was taken.
Crabbers have the ball, trailing by 6. He's got him. Mario Haskett has just fouled out of the ball game. If my numbers are correct.
Yes, and that's it. That's 5 fouls. It's coming from the bench over there.
So Haskett will leave. He had 1 shot that went in. That was a 3-pointer. And Ben Moore now will have to go to his bench, but something he's had no trouble doing in this ball game.
He's got 1 minute to get a ball player in, and he is taking his time.
He will bring in Larry Evans, averaging more than 4.7 per game. Gannon Baker will go to the free throw line. He, so far on the night, is 2 out of 4. Make that 3 out of 5. 5-point difference. This one is winding up to be a barn burner down to the end, Bob.
Wow, just what we figured it would be. Nobody's going to run away with this ball game.
And 1 of 2. It's a 5-point difference. That was a good block out underneath.
Excellent job.
Kept the Hampton man from getting over to block the shot. 7-point difference. 5:05 to go. Baker from 16 hit it. 15 points for Gannon Baker. 5-point difference stolen by Monday. Pete Baycoat can't get it to go. Follow up, yes.
And there's Mr. David Blizzard on a nice follow. Cuts it to 3.
Down to 3. Man, Venable, no good. Aaron Monday with the rebound. Oh, bad pass.
That was not a good pass. Boy, of all the times to throw a bad pass, you got a chance to cut the lead to 1 and tie it with a 3-point play, and then there's a lousy or a dumb foul on the other side by
Venable charged with his 4th personal foul. (49-44). There you see the story. Plenty of time left for either team here.
Well, I've been real impressed with young Mr. Pete Baycoat. He's been doing a real fine job defensively on man Venable. But he is like everybody else. He can't hit a free throw either.
5-point difference again.
And they're just going to take some time off of the clock. That was a late call. In fact, almost could have been a jump ball before it was a foul.
That's what I thought. That'll be number 4 on Baker. Perry Kobe getting ready to come in.
And he is screened out by Mark Ash. I don't know how he even saw the play. Shut up, Bob. Don't want to get the officials mad at me.
And now a timeout called by the Crabbers. Ben Morris says, wait a minute, they can't call timeout once you hand the ball to my player.
And you can't, and I don't understand that. We have seen better officiated games. It's been a lot of contact, nothing called. A little reach in is called. There's not any consistency. And like you said, this is a heavy game. It's got a lot of implications, and officials could be tight too. I don't know.
Well, it's always tough to call any kind of basketball game, and you got a full house here, and most of the time you're going to please only half of the people.
You're right there.
3:35 remaining in the 4th quarter. 5-point difference for the Raiders of Warwick. They lead by 5. They led by 7 after 1 period. They led by 4 at halftime. They led by 7 at the 3-quarter mark. But during those times, they led by as many as 13 points at 1 point. The Crabbers have just continued to fight back, but has never been closer than 1 point. They were as close as 2 at 26-24 in the first half. But Warwick has maintained that lead, and they get the rebound.
That's a big rebound, because that could have given the Crabbers the ball with 3:30 to go and only down by 5. Now the Raiders.
And a 5-second call.
That was a good call, closely guarded, 5 seconds.
How does that rule work, Bob?
You got to break the 6 feet. David Blizzard. No, that was Golson. I'm sorry.
I can't do it right. I saw the 2. That's all I could see.
No, that was Jermaine.
They both jump like gazelles. A 3-point difference. Haskins, blocked by Monday. Graves back in the ball game for Warwick. This is man Venable. And a double pick on the far side. Ball is loose and jump ball. It'll belong to whom?
The Raiders. Well, that's good hustle by the Crabbers.
2:34 remaining, 49-46.
And Ben Moore wants another timeout. He almost turned the ball over again. Hampton can get the ball, go down, and make this a real tight game, real quick-like.
While we have a moment, we might tell you how the rest of the Peninsula standings are going into the very last couple of weeks of the regular season here. Of course, this game a battle for first. Hampton 11-1, Warwick 10-1. Phoebus is in third at 7-4. In fourth place finds Denby and Lafayette knotted up at 7-5. Then Ferguson and Kecoughtan at 4-8 as you watch a replay of some of the action. And in last place is Bethel and Menchville. Now there are 9 teams in the Peninsula District. Only 8 go. So Bethel and Menchville are the ones who are going to have to battle for that 8th spot. They're 1-10. And the next closest competition is 4-8. As you see the scramble for the ball there. 1st and 10.
And again, it's caused by the Crabbers' defense.
Ball is loose. Finally controlled by man Venable. That ball was up for grabs.
I tell you, this is not a good place if you got a weak heart.
Is that the edge of your seat I see you sitting on? Baseline jumper short. Monday with the board.
And they got a lot of time, 2:13, a lot of time in this ball game.
Walter Brower wants him to push it up the court. Aaron Monday goes in strong, can't get it to go. And a jump ball, that'll belong to the Crabbers. 2:01 remaining, 49-46. These two teams very likely will meet in the Peninsula Championship. Baker. 1 point difference, 48-49, 1:50 to go. Graves goes in, kicks it
and
back.
they're just not, it doesn't even look like Warwick is going to try to score unless they've got an uncontested layup.
Ball kicked out of bounds. It'll belong to the Raiders.
And one thing this will do, we got a timeout with Hampton, but one thing this will cause, all of a sudden you're thinking, let's play not to lose rather than let's play to win. And what they're trying to do right now is hang on to a 1-point lead with 1:30 and you get a different mindset into your ball players rather than thinking offensively. We're thinking, all right, we want to keep the ball away from Hampton and let's play not to lose, and end up losing most of the time when you do that. So I'm sure Ben Moore is going to talk to him about that. This game is exciting. Watch Baker on this last jump shot. Good follow through and nothing but net. You can see that just boom, cuts it to 1-point lead.
1:30 remaining. Warwick has led from the very beginning. Hampton has been within 1 on 2 other occasions. They've been down by as many as 13. They've struggled back, been down by 7 at the end of 3, and find themselves now down by 1 point with 90 seconds to go. Warwick with the ball and the lead.
And they're going right back out and they're spreading it out again.
Ball is loose underneath. And who's this one on?
No. I disagree with that call simply because the call was made out here at half court and the referee under the basket who had the call did not blow the whistle.
Well, regardless of how we feel about it, the only signal that countered was that one. And
I'm not saying it was not a foul.
I know you're not.
It could very well have been a foul, but the call was under the basket, and that referee did not blow his whistle.
So Goulson will check out of the ball game. He ends the game unofficially with 7 points. .123 left. Get a chance to watch the replay here, I do believe. Let's see here if we can pick up the foul.
There was a tip ball there, and it's a loose ball.
Contact.
And it looked like there was no body contact at all. No body contact at all.
He had nothing but ball.
That was a good block. That's why I said the official that made that could not see.
Golden 3 out of 5, and he's got 2 shots. So
now Hampton's got to do a good job blocking out if he misses this shot and rebound.
and the Raiders get it, miss the easy layup. And then Monday picks up the foul. Oh, the Crabbers have done a horrible job rebounding under that basket.
And they are the bigger team out there. And little Larry Venable ends up with the ball and the foul, and he's a good shooter at the foul line with a 1-and-1.
Crabbers have just been off the mark with their rebounding and with their foul shooting. They just have been out-rebounded. Watch this again. This ball is up there, and the Crabbers should have had it.
And Monday just actually really lost his balance, and he couldn't do anything. And that, you know, that was one of those situations which you couldn't help. Now they got a strong rebounder in there, and young David Blizzard, he would have ended up with the ball last. That guy has just got glue on his hands. Still plenty of time. Larry Venable hits the front of that rim when with that backspin, it jumps right in the basket.
He's 4 out of 5 from the free throw line.
He has got a real nice touch on that ball when he shoots it. Real shooter's touch.
Almost every one of them hits that front rim and rolls over. Same thing again. 18 points for Venable.
And Warwick is not putting pressure on.
Sean Hamlet, and Monday has it stolen by Golden. And that'll be all for...
And that's 5 for Baker. And he's your three-point shooter.
(51-48). 56 seconds remaining. There you see some of the Warwick Raider crowd. That could have been an intentional foul. Let's call it the way it is. He really wasn't going for the ball. It's been a good ball game. I really enjoyed it. I don't think the Crabbers have played as well as they can, but take nothing away from Warwick. They have played very well. Gannon Baker will check out. Venable, who has been deadly from the free throw line, misses. And what have we got?
But he called a violation on number 14 for Colby Perry for going across the lane after he laid the ball down. But should be a double violation because the ball player was not. He had to walk into the lane to get the ball. So I don't understand that. He was outside the circle too. So it should have been a double violation. No shot. Jump ball goes to whoever the arrow is pointing to.
Walter Brower is talking to Whitley right now, trying to get an explanation.
And he is saying the same thing I'm doing. If the shooter is not at the line, he's got to walk in. That's a violation. He crossed the line. Why can't it be one for one and not for the other? And that's exactly what he's calling. And we show him on replay here if he wants to see it.
So the officials are conversing. There you see them coming into your screen now, and Whitley will go over and explain what the ruling was. You're not going to see him change his ruling at this point.
No,
Walter Brown will not get satisfaction.
That's a bad call. That's a bad call. It got to be a double violation. No shots. The one shot that the man Venable missed.
Toby Perry called for the personal foul. 51 seconds remaining.
Well, you put them on a line long enough, they're going to make them.
Get a chance to watch the replay of this one. Ball is loose here. And it's 1st and 10.
He was going for the ball, but he said he grabbed him by the head.
Golden with 10 points. Warwick lead is out to 4. In and out. So the Crabbers trailing by 4 points. And he stepped out of bounds.
Hampton just making too many mental errors. Now we're getting little touch fouls now. Before it was heavy fouls.
43 seconds remaining. This last 3 or 4 minutes has taken basically an eternity to play, as the stop of the clock almost every 5 to 10 seconds. At the free throw line, Venable with 18 points. 6 out of 7 for Venable. Warwick will get the ball. Venable fouled and nothing called. And now the foul is charged to Blizzard. .33 seconds remaining. Warwick up by 5, and he'll go to the free throw line again. Venable with the 1-and-1.
Well, this may be the catch-22 that Ben Moore was talking about. He wins the district. He has to be in the same bracket with Maury, and Maury's got an awesome team. Hampton could get in, be in the other bracket, and still make it to the finals and get.
Well, of course, yeah. The Hampton, if in fact they do not end up winning the championship outright, can still get in as the tournament victor, or if Warwick is both the tournament victor and the regular season champion, then the second place team would
right. The second place team in the district tournament.
Right. So there's a lot of possibilities, including a situation before this season is over with. But the Peninsula District Tournament will be coming up in the near future, and we will have some coverage of that, we anticipate.
Well, the first round will be played at the individual high schools. Whoever is the ranked team, the top 4 teams will be the host teams. And after that, then it will be played at Hampton University, and we will probably be bringing you the Hampton contests that are being played at that facility.
.33 seconds remaining. 54-48. Warwick by 6 as Venable has hit free throws in the last few minutes here of great importance to his team. 7-point difference. And Aaron Monday will pick up the foul. That'll be 4 on Monday.
That was a three-point attempt, but it was well short. And Hampton is in a desperation now, trailing by 7 points. But they dug themselves quite a hole. They got behind by 9-0. Caught it up, cut it down, then got behind 13 in the second half and have been struggling uphill all night. But you go back to the foul line, Tim. That's where Hampton lost the ball game, at the foul line. Of course, I don't want to take anything away from the Raiders. They came out here tonight and would not let Hampton play their game, took them out of their set offense. If we have to pick, excuse me, Tim, if we have to pick a player of the game, I'll have to go with David Blizzard. I thought he just did a yeoman's job on the board. Coming off the bench, he is just an absolutely essential sixth man. If there was a six-man award in Peninsula District, he would get it.
Air ball put up by Sean Hamlet. On the other side of the coin for the Raiders, it's not much question. Man Venable, the man with the ball, and the man with 21 points, and he'll go back to the free throw line with 9 seconds to go, and this one is history. Venable will step to the free throw line.
And there you can see the bench is Mr. Baker not happy. I know he can't be happy because his team did not play well, not well like they are capable of playing.
Unofficially, 9 out of 11 for Venable at the free throw line.
But understand that this loss does not mean an end to the season. Just means you suck it up and go again. If you remember last year, Hampton lost in the regional finals to a good Maury team and then end up winning the state championship. So what you do is you build on this loss.
Three seconds remaining, and Warwick will once again go to the free throw line. Leading by 11. You going to try and get a chance to talk to Coach Brower, Bob, at the end of the game, or going to give
I
it
think
up?
I'll just let him, you know, because at this point he's got a lot of things on his mind. He's liable to say something without thinking about it. I know I would, and then you stop and you reflect on the ball game.
Venable gets his own rebound. It's been that kind of night for the Crabbers, and that's going to do it. The Warwick Raiders win the game by 12 points.
And you can see there's a happy Warwick Raider fans on the middle of the court.
Man Venable finishes the game with a total of unofficially 25 points. 25 of his team's 60. And he was the floor leader as well as the leading scorer. He did it all for them. David Golden ends up with 12 points, 6 points for Corey Berger, who didn't play in the second half. 4 points, check that, 7 points rather, for Lawrence Haskins. And 2 points for Daron Lewis. For the Crabbers, they were paced with 17 points by Gannon Baker. 10 for David Blizzard, 9 for Aaron Monday, 3 for Mark Ash. He didn't score in the second half. 2 for Kobe Perry and 7 points for Jermaine Golston. So Golston held 7 points below his average, and Aaron Monday 6 points below his average, as the high-scoring Hampton Crabbers really had a difficult time. They fell behind 9-0. They battled back time after time, but they just couldn't quite get the whole flow going.
But Tim, there was a point in the contest where Hampton was within 1 or 2 points, and they went to the foul line 3 times and missed the front end of the 1-and-1 all 3 times. If they could have gotten the lead, it may have changed. I'm not saying that it would have one way or another, but it's a mental thing. You never got the lead. You never put Warwick at the other side of the court, so to speak. And don't want to take anything away from the Warwick Raiders. I think they came out, they executed almost to perfection. They had a couple mental lapses when Hampton started playing tough defense, but they came out and they ran the game plan that Ben Moore does. Now, Ben Moore tells me after this ball game, him and his 2 coaches, after they leave the school, they're going to go to a fast food restaurant, they'll get something to drink, they're going to sit down and analyze the game tonight. And they're going to say, all right, these are the things that we did wrong that we want to improve on. He does that after every ball game. And I think that's real important that you do it while it's fresh in your mind. Walter Brower's just got to get his team together, say, okay, fellas, tomorrow practice, this is what we did wrong, this is what we got to start doing right. We're not out of this. We can still make it to the regionals, so this is what we've got to do. We got to start thinking we can win this ball game. We can't walk out in the court. People are not going to give us the game. We've got to fight for everything we get. We got to make a foul shots.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and your analysis, I can't argue with a single word of it. The Warwick Raiders played a near-perfect ball game. Ben Moore said they had to play well, and they did, and they upped their record to 13-3 and 11-1 in the district. The Hampton Crabbers fall to 11-2 in the district and 14-3 overall. So these 2 teams, as we said, undoubtedly these 2 teams will play again before this season is over with. Well, there you see the names of our crew. A great job tonight by our Channel 29 crew. Great camera work, great direction, great slow-mo Joe. It all came together for what was an excellent ball game. The Warwick Raiders win by 12, 60-48. For Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.